In other news though, man, both Kendrick dropped two tracks yesterday. I woke up this morning and was like, yo, what? Text thread going wild. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, what the hell going on? People hit me up. Yo, did you hear that? Did you hear that? And I'm like, yo, why are we whatever? But no, I didn't hear it. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, but I'm gonna hear it. So I tuned right in. I listened to Drake's joint first because I didn't already heard two back to back from Kendrick, and the other one that came out. I mean, listen, all of the calculation that he did with like yo 616 Proverbs 60, like people, it's all over the internet, man. And I'm like, dude, this dude, like, it's Canadian Father's Day 616. It's, you know what I'm saying, Drake dropped his Euphoria thing, in which, you know, he's getting a lot of flack for, like, the it's a high school themed show, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't watched it, so I'm shooting off the hip at this point. But yeah, nah, man, look, K Dot is different, man. And I need everybody who's listening to this beef and making it about light skin, dark skin to stop. Because this ain't no light skin, dark skin anything. This is about boys and real men. That light skin, dark skin shit is trash, like, for real. Because it's just dumb. It don't make sense for real, because it's like, yo, they didn't start beef and be like, yo, I don't like you because you light skin. I don't like you because you dark skin. No, they started. Kendrick states in every surgical precision cut that he makes to Drake's, like, everything, it's about your manhood. And I love every part of it, because nobody calls men out, especially men with power, about how they're not doing things in the order of a man. And I love it. Like I said, anything that I'm talking about is coming from a dad standpoint. So if I'm talking about it, best believe it's from me and how I receive it as a father. Like I said, man, my son is getting ready to graduate, and I would love for him to be able to take a package of everything that I've taught and poured into him, as well as everything that hasn't been taught, or that needs to be taught. So if he can have a blueprint or a book reference or a song reference or an artist that he can follow and be like, yo, it's okay for me to not be the hip hoppy clubby guy, and me to actually have some morale, like some morals. Listen, it's too early in the morning. Like, I'm gonna fuck up. It just is what it is. Some morals, and like, why you can't teach that through a song? They taught us the ABCs through a song, and guess what? Every time we say the ABCs now, we say it to that same melody. So if there's a blueprint for a father to a son to order your steps on how to move as a man, even when you've disconnected or you're away from the father, I say by all means, like, treat that like the Bible, because there's no way to reach the youth outside of music. So if you're using your music to amplify a good message, I'm going to support you 100%. And Kendrick did that to the biggest juggernaut in the game. Like, yo, Drake is a huge he's a megastar. World tours, money, bitch. I didn't mean to say bitches, but bitches. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's got it all. And then you look at Kendrick, and it's like, all right, Kendrick talked about how he was stepping out on his wife, or girlfriend at the time, or whatever. Like, he talked about it, and then he was like, yo, but I fixed that. So I'd rather you listen to a man who's already made the mistakes and telling you why there's no value in doing that or moving like that. He was like, yo, I found my queen, I'm resting in her. That's it. I've moved like that. We all have. And had I had somebody to probably tell me, like, yo, I wouldn't specifically move like that. If they was making, if who's my favorite artist at the time? Let's just say Ludacris, right? If Ludacris was coming out during a time and he was saying something other than move bitch, or he was saying something other than, you know what I'm saying, I probably would have been able to be guided a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Andre 3000 really started to get into his conscience back, but he's always dropped gems in every track that he had. But I didn't want to listen to that. I wanted to be in the, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to feel like I could go in the club. Like, I wanted to listen to Lil Wayne, eat the pussy, suck the pussy. Like, that's all I heard. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, okay, this is how you get. Hey, I'm on Lil Wayne status. I got the long dreads. I'm doing it. I'm doing it like Lil Wayne. If I had one person who could have crushed a Little Wayne to the point where I didn't see the value in his messages that he was sending, I would have probably been better off with trying to find a queen instead of trying to bust a nut. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to suck on a pussy. Or you get what I'm saying though. And that's it. That's it. In Drake's diss, I heard it. I was like, you're talking about this man and his woman again. You're bringing that up. You want to go that direction again, and that's some boy stuff. Like I said, the artist of Drake, cool. Like, cool. All of that is cool. Like, that's how you want to get your money. That's great. But like Kendrick said, what are you leaving behind? Like, what's behind you? You know what I mean? It's different levels of hip hop. Hip hop was supposed, like, they were talking about how the struggle was to grow up when it first originated, man. And if y'all haven't, I think filmmaker Tariq Nasheed is getting ready to drop a documentary that talks a lot about the history and how hip hop was formed from us American, the Black Americans in this country. Like, yo, we formed it, and there was reasons behind it. I don't know all the reasons right now, but I know there was reasons behind it, and they did it in such a way that it was supposed to be beneficial and the new sound for Black people. And with that being said, like, putting a message into hip hop has always been a thing. Like, even during the slavery times, they used to mask their messages, swing low, sweet chariot. Like, all of those were masked messages for us to pick up on with each other. And it's been lost because we've been chasing the money so much that we forgot you need to pick up on the messages that are in these songs. The messages that are in these songs should be uplifting and empowering us. Not talking about how great you are, because your greatness has nothing to reflect on me. You're not even giving me a roadmap on how to get there. You see somebody with potential and you put them. This is speaking on Drake. See somebody with potential and you put them in a situation, and then they accredit you for, oh yeah, Drake put me on. But you already, like, the person already had the talent. Drake saw the potential for the talent and was like, yo, I want to be the first one to put him on a track. I'm gonna get him on this. I'm gonna get him on that. Nothing wrong with that. If that's how you move, that's how you move. It's great. You still looked out for a lot of people. You still have done great things for Black people. But there comes a point in time where you've got to help the people elevate, and not just yourself, not just those in your circle. Like, you can drop a message, and like Jay-Z dropped 444, right? Talking about all the business and stuff, all the stuff that he has, and how you get this. I'm giving you game for $9.99. So it's like, yo, for $9, if I listen to him, he's already given me the blueprint on how to do flip, how to move in the room. It's up to you, because I'm not going to give you the jewels and do the work for you. And I get that from Drake. You don't need to, but you could give us a blueprint on how to get there. Instead, you're telling, like, you're bragging to me, I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about spending $250,000 on a chain, bro. That's the same price as my whole house. Like, what are you talking about? Why do I need to hear you talk about something, how you spend something in a chain, when that can pay off my mortgage? Like, why don't you drop jewels like that to help people get to a better place? And that's what I'm saying with Kendrick. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is for people who have been brainwashed for all these years, thinking that the best thing you could do, oh man, get this chick over here with the fat booty, or get this chick over here. No, that's not the case. That's not where we're going right now. We are not going there. It doesn't make any sense. You're talking about this man's wife and how she may have a baby by somebody else, and that's projecting, in my opinion, because I don't know either one of these guys, but in my opinion, it's projecting because you've gone through that before. I don't know Kendrick. I don't know if his, lady steps out or anything like that. I don't know any of that, but I do know putting it in a rap song is distasteful for a man. Like, I get it. You got to hurt in any way possible, but this man has called your character out. You have yet to say anything about this man's character outside of, oh yeah, you hitting your woman, so is that an even fight because you're so short? And it's like, men, especially Black men, it's so easy for them to get accused of domestic violence. And I don't know Kendrick, but he seems too happy to be on that. And everything, things happen behind closed doors. You with somebody for years, y'all are gonna have a fight. It just is what it is. It may just be a verbal altercation, but sometimes you're gonna like some people take things differently, and they may elevate it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, like Drake has been it's been alleged too that Drake has put his hands on women, but people aren't going to believe it because it's Drake and he knows how to pay the right people and do all of this stuff. Whatever, it is what it is, man. I wish that Drake would have came out with something that just went after Kendrick's, like the like answer some of the questions that we have when it comes to Kendrick. Like you didn't address the whole daylight making back to back thing, and you're not paying him. And he was like, that was a light pack. Like, dude, Kendrick is just surgical, man. It's hard to like. I would have really liked, even though I don't like the beef with him and J. Cole, but I would have really liked to see how he came at Cole for the beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have enjoyed just seeing it, just being in it, just of the sport, and I would have enjoyed to see how Cole went back too. But right now, what Kendrick is doing is so different because it's going to change the entire rap game. Like, you dudes gonna have to rap like that drill rap, talking about you killing and dancing and smoking on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is whatever, man. But this is gonna be like, because it's getting so much attention. Like, dude ain't had to kill nobody. They just having a back and forth with words, and Kendrick is changing that dynamic because he's beating up on the person who everybody aspires to be publicly, and he is making it. I'm sorry, but it's looking bad, in my opinion. Of course, it's subjective because I'm talking about Drake's diss, but he also wanted to address, Rick Ross, and then he said, "You calling me white boy is aging too well because everybody giving them white flags." But I don't think nobody giving up on you. Like, I don't think nobody has waved any white flags when it comes to Drake. I believe wholeheartedly that ASAP is coming out with a project soon. I don't have no intel. I'm just assuming because it's like, and he called out ASAP saying like, "Yo, you know him better for modeling than you are for hip hop, for rapping. So stick to that." You know what I'm saying? Of course he's gonna take jabs and like Rihanna and all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bound to happen. So that was coming. Yeah. So it's you. Listen, I got it 3-0 for Kendrick, for real. If you want my honest opinion, just because of like everything that everybody complained about, it was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna drop 3 diss tracks in a week. In 1 week, Tuesday, everybody's talking about Euphoria. Friday, everybody's talking about the second diss track in which he had all these double entendres. Today, it's Saturday today, I know for a fact everybody is about to have something to say about this because Kendrick went in without even knowing that track, like, I think that track might have dropped. I don't know which one dropped first, to be honest with you. I gotta go look at the timestamps, but I mean, it doesn't matter because it seemed like it was a perfect response for the diss track that Drake got, and now Drake's diss track is now like, okay, what next? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo, I'm already ahead of you. As soon as you drop your diss track, I'm dropping this, and I'm talking to your kids. It's like, what? You're gonna make a diss about fatherhood? Like, as a dad myself, if you diss me about how I am as a father, like, yo, I gotta kill you. Like, I mean that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? But Drake already has that reputation of like, he and Kendrick is like, hey, when you ready, I'm gonna show you how to do this. Save this and package it. When you turn 18, you need to listen to it again because I'm here for you. Because I love it. I see the innocence in you as a child. Like, this, dude, what? Then he drops at the end of it. He drops a whole. Like, he talks to his mom. He's like, yo, listen, I'm gonna have you sit down. Hey, pops, come over here and sit down too. You need some of this work. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you raised a monster. You ain't even like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't raised him right. So how do you expect him to raise whoa, like, yo, y'all are, man, I don't even have words to say. I've never heard a diss track where you don't disrespect the parent. Instead, you have a conversation with them. You have a conversation with your parents, and I'm beefing with you, and you're talking to me, but to my mom. So my mom has to hear this, and then my son could potentially hear this because he can now, you know what I'm saying, get on the internet and find things on YouTube, and my son has to listen to this. And then he drops the bomb that he's got another kid, a whole daughter, and he talks to the daughter like, I know your daddy's hiding you. What? 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 Bro, it's crazy. Because I myself was in the situation, but I did a lot of lying. You know what I'm saying? And not to make this about me, but I've lied before, so I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand both sides, but you know what? Like sometimes you need some. Like I got called out on it. I got called out on it heavy, and when I did, I made the proper corrections, and stopped doing that as a whole. But sometimes you need that, and I honestly think like, Drake needs this because people need to call out your character. It's a reason that all these people are against you. And for us, being that we just see the entertainment side of it, we're wondering why. Like, oh, why would you do that? Drake's such a great guy. Oh, y'all are hating on Drake. It can't be. If what Kendrick is saying is true about this man's character, it's not hate at all. It's no hate. It's just that we see a like for me, I see a side of me that I also had to kill within myself when you listen to the Drakes, when you listen to like I said in my era, the Little Waynes, the it's it doesn't really allow you to become who you could potentially be because you're blocked by all of these extra things outside of the goals you're trying to reach. Like I said, I've been there, so it's a little bit easier for me to understand. Like when I have if I had the same mentality and I was a millionaire that I feel like I that Drake and Lil Wayne have when it comes to like how they treat women, I would probably be on the level of like I would probably have the same amount of kids as Nick Cannon. You know what I'm saying? I completely disregarded any woman's feelings during that time, and I didn't care. I was doing hurtful things, and I have a trail of hurt that I've caused that I deal with on a regular, um, because it doesn't just go away. Like you remember hurting these people, and that memory stays into your brain, and then the people that actually do care about you to your core, they remember too, and they don't never forget to remind you like, yo, that's what it is. But how I eliminate that, man, to be honest with you, is not adding any more, and fixing myself like down to the core. Like for me, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just me. That's me talking. It's a quick segue about me. That's it. But as far as this rap goes, I'm more appreciative now of the Kendrick because where I'm at in my life. You know what I'm saying? A man who has fallen and made mistakes, and for whatever reason, his wife, fiance, has stuck with him and is still helping him heal through it. And then he's like, "Hey, I'm so healed that I can help you heal because I think you need to do better as a man." And Drake needs that call out, man. Like it's literally like Kendrick is sunning him. And I think Drake needs that. He needs to hear it because it's like, who are you around that only allows you to like do whatever it is you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Like who are you around that does that? And it shows too. Like Drake probably got a rat in like in his camp because there's no way that Kendrick does this hours within him releasing the track. Like it's too Like, yo, you talking about my wife? You talking so like I know that you talking about my wife in this track. I'm gonna listen to it and then I'm gonna release this Family Ties because I'm gonna wait until it comes out. Are we watching? Oh, he dropped it. Okay, cool. It's uploading now. Okay, cool. Let me start uploading mine. I'm assuming that Kendrick's came out after, just so he can shut everybody up about not being fast enough on the reply. That was quick draw, and it was like, okay, now we have the same amount of diss tape tracks out, and I got Kendrick winning the Euphoria against Push Ups. I got Kendrick win because that was his party thing. He still started off how he wanted to, but that was his party thing. I got Kendrick winning that the AI one that he did with Tupac. Oh yeah, we want you some double, triple, quadruple entendres. Well, here you go. Got you. There you go. Package deal. And then Saturday morning, hey, I'm gonna talk about your family and your wife. Your kid might not be yours. I'm gonna talk to your family. I'm not gonna talk about them. I'm gonna talk to them, bro. Bar. Like what? Where do you go from there? Where do you go from there? Yeah. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, what if I were Kendrick? Where do I go? I'm sorry. If I were Drake, where do I go from here? Um, you talk to my family, and you haven't answered anything that I said. Where's the man at? That's the main question. And now everybody is going to shoot off with, "We don't want to hear you say no more. Stop." What? Check, check, checkmate. Like, I don't know. But we'll see, man. Like I said, it's great for entertainment. It's great that podcasters get a chance to talk about it. Uh, it's great. It's just great for hip hop. I enjoy it just to see a good message back in hip hop. And it's like, hey, check your character. Like, I'm not dissing Aubrey. I'm dissing the character of Drake. So you get to see, like, it's not even a diss really. It's precision removal. And then Drake, I guess he took a shot at Cole. Like, yo, it ain't no big three. It's just Big D now. Like what? Like all that love and stuff that you were like, yo, he's one of the best. These are my peers. Like all of that, and then you want to start showing your true colors. Like, okay, cool. Like I said, J. Cole was he. I saw an interview this morning. I didn't see the full thing, but he was on a pod with Kendrick and him. He was like, "Yo, I'm more concerned with the relationship after. Like, it gets tiring competing, and it does. Like, if you're a boxer, you do it for until you're like in your 30s, then the competition's over. If you're a basketball player, it's like you can see it in LeBron. Like, yo, it was just basketball. Like, I've been competitive and I've been giving it my all for over 20 years." And I can finally sit back and say, it's just basketball. Like everybody gets to a point where they're tired of competing, and he's right, getting old. Like what do we have after this? At 30, I'm almost 40 years old. Speaking of Kendrick, I'm sorry, of Cole, he's almost 40 years old. What more do I have to beef about? Like yo, I can just sit back and say my bars and let them be dope. I can tell my story. Let that be dope. Like I'm not trying to sit here and tear down no more black people. I respect it personally, but I get it for everybody who's a hip hop fan. They don't want to hear about it. Like they want to hear, hey man, well my bars are better. My entendres, my flips, and my yeah. It is what it is, man. But yeah, nah. I mean, if Cole doesn't want to compete no more and he gracefully bows out of the competition, then he's not top five anymore. Like you know what I'm saying? He's not. I won't say he's not a top five MC, but he can't say he's like going for the crown of who's the best in this era. Because like by default, like I said, I understand what Cole is saying, but by default, by you submitting like that, automatically goes to K Dot or whoever wins this. That's it. You know, I would have liked to. I felt like it would have been better to see Cole stay silent, let this beef kind of, let this back and forth kind of, do whatever. But I still wouldn't mind seeing after this because I do feel like right now, like Kendrick is pulling ahead. I wouldn't mind seeing the two of them do an album together I'm talking about J. Cole and Kendrick do an album together in which they go back bar for bar on the same track. So yeah, nah, that's dope, man. But yeah, I definitely feel like Kendrick is up. I feel like Kendrick is up. I don't feel like anybody needs to really like do the false paternity. It may be long. This baby may be long to free, and then he did a sexy red line in there, and it was just like, not really a fan. Not really a fan. But yeah, thank y'all for listening. Thank you for giving me your time just to hear me out, hear my takes on the whole back and forth, hear my little bit of personal truth in it.